Okay, all right, I am ready to print this plate. And remember, we're gonna be printing 3 colors 3 times. So a total of 9 times you'll be printing. So I wanna do 3 yellow prints of this. Now yellow, you're gonna use the most ink, which still isn't very much ink. Red, you're gonna use a medium amount, and blue, just a tiny, tiny bit. You can be fussy with kind of where you put your ink, but with the yellow, since it's so light, kind of a good overall always makes sense. When using the ink, this is our inking tray. These will be set up in various places in the classroom, but you'll need to visit that inking station and get the color you need. We never wanna put out very much ink at a time. We just do a little bit at a time. So we do it, only ink goes across the top and just a little line, and I make this line about the width of one of our brayers, which I've got my brayers. So the brayer is about the width of that brayer. I'm just gonna dip the brayer in so it just gets on one part. So I don't need a ton. I'm not gonna use all of that ink. I'm then gonna move down here and I want to roll. Now, oh, that only made 2 spots, but I lift. If I just roll back and forth, this brayer's then it will just roll it all in one spot. So I want to roll back and forth and just make a square that is about the size of this brayer. I want to listen for a sticky sound. Listen. Do you hear how it's starting to sound sticky? That's just the right amount of ink. Now, well, ink can only stay here. I'm gonna have my clean zone right over here, and I'm gonna get a good layer of ink on here. Now, it might take rolling in several directions, picking up more ink. Working it down in some of those spots so it gets all covered for this one. I might need to pick up more ink, spread it out and get that sticky sound again. I can tell right there isn't very well inked. Till you're kind of hearing the sticky sound on the plate as well. Okay, I'm careful when I touch it that I only touch the edge. And sometimes I have a little thing that keeps this from sliding around. I don't have any of those. I have them at my old school, but okay, that looks really good. Kind of see shiny, it looks nice. Okay, then I'm gonna travel over here and I'm gonna set this down, make sure my hands are clean before I touch any paper. I wanna look and make sure I don't have anything, and you just kind of can rub it in, you're good. And now you're gonna need a partner. So find somebody to help you. This is a 2-person job. The partner is going to hold this up most of the time. This is the blanket to the printing press. This is the printing bed. This is a piece of just plexiglass, but our registration is under here. These are the runners. These all just stay in place. We don't have to do much with them at all, except lift up this blanket. Registration is really important, and this is where your partner is gonna be really critical. So you're gonna take this, your partner will be holding this blanket up, and you're gonna put this exactly in these lines, as close as you can, because you're gonna print this 2 more times with red and blue, and you want it to land in the same place. Okay, videographer, will you hold this blanket for me while I do the rest, because I need both hands for this. Awesome, you got it. So blanket's being held up by my partner. You're gonna get your paper and watch how I hold this really carefully. I'm holding it like it's standing up. It's not touching, it's just like standing up, and my hands are at the bottom of the paper. I'm gonna line this up, not letting the paper fall, right on the corners of the paper underneath, exactly as close as I can. As soon as they're there, let it drop. Then your partner can go ahead and drop the blanket very carefully and slowly, and you're ready to print. You put it to bed. Okay, back up and see the printing press here. Okay, the printing press, you pull towards you to have it print. It'll get a little bit harder once it meets your plate. You'll feel it start to get a little harder to push through. Right there, there it is, I can feel it. And Once you get past it, it'll get easy again. Oh, there it goes. It just got easy again. So don't go too far. You don't ever want to put this all the way through. You always want it sticking out back here at the back. Then you can come to this side. Pull your paper out. Oh, I need to go just a little further. And you'll see it kind of embossed it on this back side. Now taking this paper off, you can wrinkle this paper really easily. We're using just smooth Xerox paper because it prints so smoothly and nicely. So you want to peel this off slowly. See how I'm just lifting straight up? I'm not pulling it back this way. I'm just lifting straight up and I'm pulling that off. So this is only print number 1. It's not going to have as much detail as some of the others. So this is my first print. I'm going to take this to the drying rack. I'm going to take this to whatever station I need to ink in next. I probably am going to do a few more with yellow, and then I'll come back and do red. Now I'm just going to go ahead and jump and do red right now, and I'll show you what's next. Let me back. Oh, one other thing you need to do on the printing press, go ahead and back it back up when you're done, so the next person is ready to go, and just have it sticking out a little bit on that side. I'm going to leave this print here because this is the one I'm going to print again in just a minute. So, okay, follow me back over here. And I'm going to do a red now. And I'm going to show you how we get less ink. So again, I'm going to just take a little bit of ink out, spread it across about the length of a brayer. We've got to get a new clean brayer. All right, dip it in just like before, like ketchup and mustard. Lift and roll, lift and roll, lift and roll. Just making the square, listening for the sticky. Oh, here, they're nice and sticky. This time, I don't need to maybe get quite as much ink on. I'm still gonna do, I think, about the whole thing, but I'm just gonna not work it down in as much. It's just kind of on the surface. There, I kind of like that. Okay, that looks really good. It didn't take much at all that time. Now I'm going to take this again. Okay, partner, will you hold this up again for me? Okay, now I'm looking at this. Remember, this is going to be the mirror image. I've got to think really hard about which way this needs to go on here. So I'm going to put this right in the spots again. Make sure it's really centered. Registration is really important. And I can tell this is the direction. I've got it figured out. Tails down at the bottom, tails at the bottom. When those meet together, they're gonna be the same. So I'm gonna do this again, lining up my corners. And your partner can help you a little bit too. I'm gonna drop it and put this. All right, I'm gonna roll this back again. Again, taking this off slowly and carefully. Oh, that's getting pretty exciting now. So now we're starting to see more of the texture. Now the final one is going to be in blue, and I didn't even pull the blue one out. Maybe we should do it. Should we do it? Let's do it. Okay, so. And we'll have different stations. I didn't think I'd do blue, but it's so much fun. We just have to see it. Okay, there's that sticky. All right, here's the plate. And this time, I'm gonna be really selective. I think I kind of want to only have it for this print. I might only kind of do blue out here, kind of lightly in this watery area. Maybe the outer edges. Oh, I got it a little bit on the inside, but watch what I can do. I kind of don't like that line that just happened right there. I'm just kind of being selective. So what I can do is, I can always get a paper towel. It's also good to help it wash. I can get paper towels. And you can always come in, and this paper towel is a tiny bit damp, but you can clean areas off you don't want to have print. So I think I'm gonna clean this dragonfly off. Let's just see how it goes. So I'm gonna clean him off just a little bit. And it might move things around enough that print kind of weird color here, which is kind of pretty. So I'm kind of changing the dragonfly a little bit. So if you want to be really selective, you can be. It's a little bit tricky with your brayer. I'm gonna hit these corners just a little bit again because I kind of touched them with my hand. Let's see what happens with this. This could be really exciting. So again, we're gonna roll this back. You ready to hold this up for me? Center it perfectly as I can. Make sure my hands are clean. Do those hands look clean? I would, if I were you, before I touched anything, so you don't have any fingerprints around here, because that's part of craftsmanship, I would be really, really careful. Your hands are super clean before you touch anything. So, okay, I wiped my hands off on a paper towel. Make sure things are gonna line up and be the same. Yep. Get the corners in place. It, drop the blanket, and let's go. And this is the final print. So you're gonna make 3 prints with 3 colors. Craftsmanship is key. Fingerprints are important. So again, peeling this off, trying not to let any wrinkles happen out here. That means peeling it just up slowly. Back. Let's see what happened. I'm excited about that dragonfly. Amazing. So I did get the blue off of the dragonfly, so the red's just coming in, and I just have hints of the blue, and that is my final print. This will go on the drying rack and just rest. Isn't that incredible? Okay.